Hi, and welcome to this Vinyasa flow, made especially for all of the runners out there. This class will focus mostly on the legs, but we will touch upon the upper body as well, as I know that everything is used in running. This is dedicated to all of my family members and all of you out there that run for good causes. I'll list below some of the good causes that my family is running in or running for. So please, if you find it in your heart that you want to contribute, the links are below. So for today, you will need a tennis ball, or if you happen to have a myofascial ball, myofascial release ball, feel free to grab that, or any kind of ball that has a little bit of density to it for pressure. You'll need a strap or something that resembles this. If you have a belt would work, and 2 blocks. So once you have all your stuff, we'll jump up on the mat and we'll begin. If you're into yoga and you want to learn more about yoga, please take this moment to click to subscribe to my channel and ring that little bell. Awesome. Now that that's done, let's begin our practice. Okay, so now that you're all set and you have all your props, go ahead and grab your tennis ball, place it on the ground. We're going to start with the feet, since the feet carry us through most of our day. Go ahead and place the arch of your foot right on the ball. Just give it a rub. Just roll your foot around, getting the arch of the foot right in the center, and then over by the pinky edge as well. This feels so great just to help to open up and relax the feet. Make sure you get the ball of the foot as well. I'm going to try to turn myself here, and if you can see, I'm giving a little stretch to the backs of my toes too, so they're spread out around the tennis ball. Gives a little extra stretch, a little extra opening. Be mindful to get the heel as well. Little tiny circles feel good, or if you found another pattern, go for it. Just a few more seconds here to roll out the feet. Little known fact that in our bodies, the most fascia, the most connective tissue, lives in our feet and in our hands. And once you open that up, everything else seems to follow a long pattern. So that's why we're focusing on the feet first, to try to open up everything else as we go along. Great, so let's switch to the other foot. Starting with the ball at the arch of your foot, getting it laterally, so to both of the long edges of your feet in the middle. You can move as quickly or as slowly as you like for this. If you find a sweet spot, then you can stay there and just live on that ball for a little bit, allowing it to release out that tension. Make sure you get the ball of the foot. Let the toes stretch out a little bit. I have a feeling my ball might go flying. Cool. From there, bring it back to the heel. Little circles in the heel. Nice opening. All right, just another minute. All right, cool. So go ahead and release the ball. You can move it to the side of the mat. We're not really going to use this anymore, so place it to the side. One more quick thing for our feet and ankles. So standing in a nice parallel position. From here, you're going to press onto the ball of the foot, and I'll move sideways so you can see what I'm talking about here. So pressing the ankle just over the ball of the foot, getting an extra stretch through the bottom of the foot. From here, press down through the toes. So you're lifting and pointing through the foot. There's very light energy here. Then gently roll over the tips of the toes and press the ankle forward. We're not pressing down, but pressing forward to get a stretch through the front part of the ankle and foot. Gently roll over the toes, come onto the ball of the foot, and then lower down. Let's take that one more time on that foot. Pressing through the ball of the foot, over the toes, giving a nice little gentle press, pulling it back, and lowering it down. So let's take the second foot, pressing through the ball of the foot, over the toes, over the tips of the toes, and giving a nice stretch. Now, if you want more attention to the feet, I do have another video called Your Fabulous Feet. Feel free to look at that. It'll really get into the ankles, the tops of the feet, the arches, and all that. So let's take this stretch one more time. Gently rolling through and placing the heel back down. Good. Give your feet a little shake. Give the ankles a little shake. That's to loosen them up. Great. So we'll come up to the top of the mat. You want about a foot and a half of space in front of you. Legs parallel. Take a nice inhale, sweeping the arms up overhead. As you exhale, fold forward from the waist. Uttanasana. Now, if you're really tight in the hamstrings, you can bend the knees here and bring your fingertips down. If you're even more tight, bring blocks underneath for support. Let the head drop down so that the back gets a little bit of stretch. Inhale, lifting halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. You can lengthen through the knees here if you need. You can also bring the hands to the thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press through the legs, sweeping all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to move through that half sun salutation one more time. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Bend those legs if you need to. Bring your hands to support. Let the head drop. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, getting into that back body. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Press through the legs, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time through. We're going to change it up this time. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, dive forward, coming into your Uttanasana, bending the knees, letting the head drop. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale where you need to. From here, we're going to step the left foot back. So go ahead and tap it back. Coming into your high lunge, and you can move the front foot too, as you see I'm doing here. And then gently lower down the back knee, so we're coming into a lunge. Be mindful of this front knee. You want it to be over the ankle or the middle of the foot, but not past the toes. This helps to protect the knee joint. Now, if this back knee is uncomfortable, if your mat is too thin or you're not on a carpet, feel free to fold the mat over for a little extra cushion. Bringing your hands underneath the shoulders now, the back foot can do what you'd like. A little tip about this, the toe can be flat if this feels intense for you in your hip. But if you want a little extra for the psoas or the hip flexor, tuck the toe underneath. Sometimes it targets in there just a little bit deeper. Nice steady breath here. Don't mind all the background noises. I am at a place that has restaurants and offers smoothies, so you hear the blender. But keep your breath steady and through. Good. From here, find your balance, press through the legs. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Grab your hands or interlace your fingers, however you want to grab them. Lift up and see if you can arch back, opening up the entire front of the body. And on your exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks. Taking it to the medium level is a good idea. Gently press up to your high lunge. Try to square off the hips a little bit, so pulling the right hip back as opposed to keeping it open. Now from here, moving back into a plank position, you can keep your hands on the block here. Lift the hips a little bit if you need more space to take the foot back. And again, you can keep the hands on the block or move them to the mat. And let's move to downward facing dog. So you can step the feet forward a little bit. Let the torso melt down. Now here, it's okay if the knees are bent, if your heels are up, but you want your tail to stick out behind you. You want the spine to be long. And just be mindful here, too, that the shoulders don't sneak up by your ears. Sink them down. Nice, steady breath. From here, we'll move into the second side. So you can lift the hips a little bit higher. Take your left foot and step it forward. We'll come into the low lunge. So wiggling the feet as you need. Again, knee over the ankle or the middle of the foot. Back knee gently lowers. Bring your torso upright. Exhale where you need to. Use your hands on the blocks for support if you'd like. Nice gentle breath. Back toe can do what you'd like. It can either stay flat or you can tuck the toe for a little extra psoas stretch. Good. On your next inhale, float the arms up, grabbing the wrist or interlace the fingers. Pull yourself up and back, lengthening through the abdominals, the hip flexor, the whole front body. On your exhale, bring the hands down to the block, taking them to the medium or low level. Tuck the toe and gently lift up to your high lunge. Breathing here, allowing the legs to open up. If you can press your weight into that back heel, you'll get a little extra Achilles tendon stretch, a little extra calf stretch. Leaving your hands now on the block or bringing them to the mat, lift the hips, step that left foot back, come into your downward facing dog. So we'll repeat that, but we're going to add on a little bit to get a little deeper into the hamstrings. Take one more breath. And from here, take the right foot forward, stepping it between your hands or the blocks, gently lowering down the back knee. Inhale, lifting the heart, coming up onto your blocks. Arms sweep up, grab your wrist or interlace your fingers, pull yourself up and back. Gently release the hands now down. We'll come into half monkey. So your weight shifts onto that back knee, front leg straightens. Flex the toes back. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, start to fold forward. Now this might be intense for you here. That's fine. Stay wherever the intensity is. We're not trying to force anything. Your front knee might even be bent and you still feel a nice stretch through the hamstring. No worries. As long as you feel something going on, you're in a good place. Nice steady breath. Good. On your inhale, shift yourself forward back into your low lunge. Go ahead and grab your strap. We're going to do a nice quad stretch for this left leg. So bringing the strap underneath the ankle, and you can do this any way that makes sense to you. I had to bring my other leg back here and come back into your low lunge. Go ahead and shift forward. You can use a block here for support and then gently pull the leg upward. Now, if you can grab your foot, you don't need the strap. You could just grab the foot and pull it in. Try to square off the shoulders. One more breath. Gently releasing down. We're going to come back into our downward facing dog. So again, use the blocks or use the mat. Gently step back. The strap wants to stay attached to me. I love you too, strap. Okay, coming into down dog. Let your spine lengthen. Take a nice deep breath. Moving on to the second side, step that left foot forward. Coming into your high lunge and then low lunge, lowering down the back knee. Coming upright, using your blocks or not. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Gently release the hands down, coming into half monkey. Shift your weight into the right knee. Extend the left leg, toes pull up. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold if it's available to you. Getting a nice stretch through the hamstring, behind the knee. And the more you pull these toes back, the more you'll get an Achilles tendon stretch. Good. From here, we'll move into our quad stretch. So on an inhale, go ahead and shift your weight forward. Grabbing the strap if you need it or want it. Looping it around your right ankle or right foot. Finding that low lunge and gently pull the heel towards you. And you can hold on to this any way that it makes sense. I have it over my shoulder. Some people like to come over her head so they have a little extra stretch in the shoulders and the armpits. All good, whatever feels good for you this morning or this afternoon or evening, whenever you're doing this video. Gently release that foot down. Hands onto your block or the mat. Come up into your high lunge and then gently step back to your downward facing dog. Again, the strap really loves me. I'm going to move it out of the way. Good. Take a moment here. Go ahead and lower down the knees. Take child's pose. Knees nice and wide. Sit bones back to the heels. And pour forward. Take one more breath here in your child's pose. Start to energize your arms. Press the palms down into the mat. Inhale, lift your head. Coming up onto hands and knees. Squaring off the legs. Exhale where you need. Go ahead and tuck the toes. Press back into your downward facing dog again, getting a nice stretch through the back body. Inhale, lift the head. Go ahead and walk your feet forward. We're going to come into a dangling position. So the legs are going to be right underneath the hips. If for security, for balance, you need to go a little wider, feel free. You're still going to get a nice stretch through the backs of the legs. So allow yourself to fold. Bending the knees if you need to, especially if you have lower back issues or if your lower back is tight. Let your palms either flip upwards or hold on to your elbows and just hang. Let gravity do its job. If you feel that you can straighten the legs at any time, feel free. We'll stay here for about 3 more breaths. Good. And gently letting the arms go. Fingertips down to the mat. You can bend the knees if you need to reach. Heel toe the feet together so they're more in a parallel position right underneath your sit bones. From here, just simply lower your hips down. We're going to get into a nice Achilles tendon stretch. So you really are targeting the backs of the ankles. Allow your torso to fold forward and allow your weight to sink back into the heels. If you're having a hard time reaching the ground, use your blocks. That's what they're there for. If you want a little extra challenge, you can come upright, sitting on the heels. Now, my ankles are somewhat relaxed. Yes, they're supporting me, but I'm not forcing myself up onto the balls of my feet, just letting them hang. Stacking the spine. You can use the blocks here, or if you find your balance, hands can come to the thighs. Be mindful here, too, that you're not arching in the back. Keep the belly engaged, a nice long spine. Great. So from here, we're going to take a quad stretch. So moving these blocks out of the way. Bring your hands behind you. I'm still up on the balls of my feet. And you can widen them a little bit if they feel a little too narrow. From here, lowering one knee. We're looking for a lengthening through the quad muscle up through the hip. You may feel this in the obliques or the abdominals as well. The other leg is just kind of going along for the ride. So my energy is pressing one thigh down to find length. If you have any pain in the knee here, back off immediately. We don't want to do anything that will injure or aggravate the knee joint. So coming back through neutral, let's switch to the other side. Lowering that thigh bone down, lengthening the front of the body. Let's do each side one more time. We're pressing down that first thigh, letting the second one float upwards. And now switching to the second side. From here, just simply sit down. Allow your legs to extend out. You can give them a little shake, a little rock, a little pop. Great. So we'll come into bound angle pose from here. This is a great hip opener. Bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side. So this is general middle of the ground bound angle pose. If you need more support, if you're super tight and you feel like you're crunched up in a ball, if your knees are up near your nose, it's all good. We have solutions for this. You can look at the little box and it'll show you an alternative for it. You can roll up your mat. You can use blocks to support you. So bringing the heels as close as you can to your hips, as close as is comfortable for your hips. Bringing the hands to wherever you can reach them. So if you have easy access to your feet, thumbs under the balls of the feet, fingers around the pinky edges. If you don't have access to your feet, then hold higher. It's all good. Sitting up nice and tall. As you exhale, gently open the elbows and let them assist the thighs downward. So we're hinging forward, nice straight spine, steady breath. Allowing those inner thighs and the hips to relax. This is an area of the body that likes to hold on for a long time. So use your breath, use your exhale to help it know it's okay to release. Good, one more breath. On your inhale, come up to a nice vertical position. Exhale where you need. We're going to take a side bend from here, keeping the legs in bound angle pose. So I'll be your mirror image. You're going to stretch out the right side of the body first. So take that right hand, place it on the thigh, not your knee, but just above it. The other hand can come slightly behind you. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, gently press the leg down as you stretch your torso away. So this opens the hip and the side body. Some people like to twist here too, so if you're really feeling like you want to go deeper, you can give a little bit of a twist. Inhaling, coming up through center, we'll switch to the other side. So your right hand comes behind you, left to the left thigh. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, gently press and either side bend, keeping the chest to the front of your space, or give a little twist. Your option, you can try both to see what works. On your inhale, coming back through center. Exhale where you need to. Bring your hands to your outer thighs. Gently close the legs. Give them a little rock from side to side. That helps to release them out a little bit. All right, so from here, we'll move into half Lord of the Fish. There are other variations that will pop up on the screen that you're welcome to follow. So take the block, slide it underneath your sit bones. Taking the left leg, I'll be your mirror image, and placing it underneath you. The other leg crosses so that the foot is flat. Now, if your hips are more tight than this, you are welcome to straighten the bottom leg as a modification. Okay, this is totally acceptable. You'll still get the benefit of the twist. Bringing the right hand behind you to fingertips, flat hand, or to the lower back. Inhale the opposite arm up. Exhale, twist towards that top leg. Hugging it in for a little extra IT band stretch, glute stretch, or tucking the elbow to get a little deeper into the waist and obliques. Chin parallel to the ground. Nice steady breath. On your inhale, bring your eyes to the front. Exhale, gently release the twist. We'll come into cow face from here. So what that means is that we're just going to move the top leg a little bit so that the knees are stacked. Now again, if this is too much for that bottom leg, straighten it out and just pull the heel back. Okay, so you have this nice straight line to the best of your abilities. I'm going to take the middle of the road, sitting up nice and tall. Now, it might be a good idea to have the strap handy here, depending on your shoulder tightness. So if you have the right leg on top, the left arm is going to extend up and then fold behind you. The other arm comes from underneath, and you're looking for a loop here to hook the fingers together. If that's not an option, use a strap. Both hands come onto the strap, and then walk them together. If you can find your fingertips, then you don't need the strap. Sitting up nice and tall. Once you've found your connection with your hands, squeeze the head to your arm so the head is upright. Now, if you want more intensity, if you're not already at your intense point, you can fold forward, keeping the chest open. This gives a little bit more opening through the IT band, the glute. Just be careful that you're not curling the spine. Keep it long. On your inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, gently remove the arms from that position. You can give them a little roll. You need to massage them out a little bit. Go ahead and massage them. We're going to take one more stretch with the legs in this cow face position, a little bit of a side bend. So bringing your left hand down to support you. If it's far away, use another block or a pillow, whatever you have. Your right hand is on the thigh, not the knee, but the thigh, sitting up nice and tall. As you exhale, side bend. Giving a nice compression onto that waist, opening it up. And inhaling, coming up through center. Exhaling where you need to. Go ahead and untangle those legs a little bit. Shaking out the legs. So we'll move on to the other side now. Taking your right leg underneath, left leg on top. Modify if you need to, sitting up nice and tall. Left hand behind, inhale the right arm up. Exhale, twist, hug or tuck the arm around the thigh. Remember that hugging gets the glute and the IT band a little deeper. Tucking the elbow with the palm up gets the waist and the obliques a little deeper. On your inhale, bring the eyes to the front. Exhale, release your twist, coming into cow face, stacking the knees one on top of the other. Once you found your comfortable vertical position, if you need the strap, grab it. Place it in your right hand. Bring the hand overhead. Find the fingertips or find the strap. Walk the hands together. Once you've found your connection, lift the head and then squeeze the top arm towards your head. Nice steady breath. Same option is available if you'd like to fold forward. Fold forward. Gently release the arms. Give them a little roll, a little shake, a little rock. A little massage if you need. We'll take our side bend from here. So taking your right hand down to a block or to the mat. Left hand on the thigh. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, side bend, giving a little pressure, hand to thigh, and side bending. Keeping the sit bones grounded on whatever you're sitting on. And on your inhale, come back up through vertical. Exhale where you need to. Use your hands to untangle the legs. Go ahead and remove the blocks. You can move off of your block as well. Placing it to the side. And scooch up to the front edge of your mat. We're going to lie flat. Allowing yourself to roll down through the spine nice and slow. Good. Just a few more poses before we finish up. Let's take the legs up in the air and give them a good shake. This also helps to release out any fascia that might be tight. Gets the fluid moving a little bit. Plus, it's kind of fun just to kick the legs around. Yeah, give them a little rotation. All right, and then bringing the feet flat onto the mat. We'll take a reclined pigeon pose from here. So your right ankle crosses over the left, reaching through, letting your hands come to the hamstring, gently pulling the legs in towards the thigh. Now, if you're tight here, it's possible that your spine might be curled up. Take a block, place it behind your head so that you have support. Yeah? It's no fun to be in this pose and feel like this. Yeah? So allow yourself to be supported. If you want more intensity here, press the right elbow against the right thigh. As you pull your hands forward, the elbow presses away, so you have a little bit of resistance here. Gently release the hands off the thigh, arms out to your side, cross the inner thighs. So now you have no space between. We're going to take a spinal twist. So pull the thighs a little bit closer to your chest, and then lower the legs to the left side of your body. Getting a nice twist here, let your head rotate to the opposite direction. On your inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, gently release those legs, and let's take happy baby. So bringing the knees out to the width of your torso, holding on wherever you can grab. Just letting the thighs rest down. Same thing. If your spine is curled here, your tail is high, bring a block underneath your head for support. Gently hug the legs into your chest, excuse me, and place the feet down onto the mat. This time the left ankle crosses the thigh, reaching down for reclined pigeon, pulling the legs a little closer to your chest. Don't be surprised here too if this side feels way different than the first. That's completely normal. If you need more intensity, press the elbow to the inner thigh. Gently release the hands off the legs. Cross the inner thigh so now there's no more space between. Let your arms come out to your sides. Pull the thighs in towards your chest and spinal twist, allowing the legs to gently lower to the right side of your body. Now you can use blocks underneath your legs here. Give yourself a little extra support. You may feel this anywhere through the lower back, the outer hip, the IT band. If it's too intense, just uncross the legs. It's all good. On your inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, uncross those legs. Take happy baby one more time, getting into those inner thighs, hamstrings. From here, hug the legs into the chest and place the feet down. We're going to take the strap one more time. Take the strap, wrap it around the ball of foot of the right foot. Then extend the leg up towards the sky. So it can be at any angle, wherever you feel a hamstring stretch with the knee straight. So who cares if it's up, if it's bent and you're not getting a good stretch or you feel like you're curled up in a ball. We want length in the body. So be in a position where your spine can be long and your leg can be long. That's why we have the strap to extend our arms. The closer the strap is to the ball of the foot, the more stretch you'll get behind the heel and the Achilles tendon and calf muscle. Now let's bring our focus to the arms here. Be careful that you're not pulling and bending the elbows. Walk your fingers up high enough that your arms hang off of the strap. And then lock your shoulders down and back so your chest is open. From here, let's flex that bottom foot, the left foot, and let the heel slide down underneath you, getting a little bit more opening in that hip flexor. Keep the left leg active, heel down, toes up. From here, bring both ends of the strap into your right hand. And again, this leg can be at any height that you need it to be. Bring your left hand to your left hip and press it down. We're going to open this leg to the side. Now you can bend your right elbow as a kickstand, getting into the inner thigh and hamstring even deeper. Now my leg happens to go very far, but if yours doesn't, don't worry about it. You have one body, treat it kindly. Keep pressing that left hip down so they stay square. Good. On your inhale, bring the leg back up through center. Switch hands on the straps. So now the left hand is holding on. Right arm can go out to your side. Now, we're looking for an IT band stretch here, so try to keep both hips flat down onto the mat. So the right hip is reaching down, getting a nice cross. If you feel this in the hamstring underneath, then the leg might be a little bit too high. Play with it moving down a little bit to see if you get more of an IT band stretch. Also be careful that you don't plump down and drop the foot. One more breath. On your inhale, bring it back up through vertical. Bend up the bottom leg. Release the strap, or actually, don't release it. Let's just switch to the other side. So the left foot comes into the strap, right foot comes flat, so the knee is bent. Stretching now through the left hamstring. Again, get those shoulders locked down and in toward your mat. Flex the right ankle, slide it down, nice long legs. Bring both ends of the strap now into your left hand. Right hand comes to your right hip. Gently opening that left leg to the left, bringing the elbow down to the mat for support as a kickstand. Opening up the inner thigh, the hamstring. If you got a little bit of the shakes here, it's all good. Just breathe into the leg. On your inhale, bring it back up through center. Switch hands on the strap. This time the left hand releases. You can bring it to your left hip as well if you need it to help support that hip. And cross the leg over the body. We're not looking for a spinal twist, just an opening through the outer hip and thigh. One more full breath. Inhale, bring the leg back up through center. Exhale, release. Let's pull both legs in towards the chest. Give a little rock from side to side. Bring the feet flat onto the mat, inner edges of the feet touching, and then gently open into reclined bound angle pose. If your hips are super tight here, then slide blocks underneath as we did in the seated position. Nice gentle breath. Hands can go wherever you would like them to here, so on your heart and your belly, on your inner thighs, or down on the floor. Whatever feels good. Take one more nice deep breath here. And when you're ready, on your own time, let the legs extend long underneath you, moving into your Shavasana. Letting the legs fall to their natural rotation. Arms by your sides at a comfortable angle, palms flipped upward. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we'll stay here for about 2 minutes. Allow yourself to be in the stillness, to focus in on your breath, and to enjoy the sensations throughout your body. After a good long run, it's good to rest, balance it out with some calmness and some stretching. It will not dampen your strength. Your strength will maintain. Start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Slowly waking up the arms and the legs. Extend the arms up by your ears. Bring your legs together underneath you and give yourself a nice long stretch. Gently pull the knees in towards your chest, holding on to your legs. Give a gentle rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side into fetal position, resting here, using your right arm as a pillow for your head. Gently come up to a seated position. Eyes closed and hands pressed to your heart. Just take a few moments checking in with your body and your breath. Maybe giving a few moments of gratitude, something you're thankful for today. Namaste. Hey, thanks for practicing with me. I hope you feel really good after that practice. If you liked today's class, then please click the like button below and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also, be mindful to ring that little bell. That's how you'll get notifications in your inbox of when I release new videos. If you know someone who might benefit from this class, then please share it along to them as well. And also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, loved it, hated it, let's have a conversation about it. Make a comment below. Remember to breathe, and I'll see you next time.